So after a day of riding some fast e-bikes and fast electric motorcycles, I thought I'd go over to the scooter section and just check out this electric scooter. I thought it would be cute and fun to ride and maybe make a review of because it's so unique looking. And turns out I picked the fastest bike in the place. This thing has a 5,000 watt motor on the front with suspension on the front, and then it's got another 5,000 watt motor on the back. And when you put it into off-road mode, this thing is bananas. And the Fatmoto guy gave me this ominous warning.
This is the most powerful bike, electric, this in here.
It is.
So far,
this is
yeah.
the highest powered.
Yeah.
What's its top speed?
55, 10,000 watt, 72 watt, 50 watt amp battery.
Oh, it's a sleeper. So, all right. I'm glad I knew that.
And here I am. I'm actually a professional rider on a closed course on this particular day, which is really unusual for me. So here we go with the stop and then drag strip start with this bike. It's got a trigger throttle, so you just pull the trigger and you're flying.
All right, let's see if I can catch those guys.
I pulled slowly at first and then gave it full throttle after that, so that's why the slow start. But man, this thing just takes off like a rocket. It's hilarious. I didn't want to wheel it into the lake. I don't know whose idea it was to have people take their first ride on a bike right next to a lake. I don't think those cones help much.
So I have to agree with Fatmoto, man. That is the quickest bike I rode at the show. And I chickened out before it ran out of power. I didn't want to end up in the water. I had to sign a waiver of liability to ride this thing. And I know something in there said if it ends up underwater, I got to buy it. So I wish that I had a drag strip to really try it out on. You can see on the grass, the suspension is doing pretty well too. So it's, you know, for little wheels and little suspension, it's reasonably stable and the most fun thing that you could ever take a ride on. Here's a little more of a look at the bike. Turn your phone sideways. There's a look at the suspension, and those headlights, he says, are ridiculously bright. It wouldn't surprise me. Everything about this thing is extreme. And if you prefer a standing up version of this, they do make one. So you can see how that seat is kind of bolted on there. They make one that's a scooter that doesn't have the seat as well if you prefer to stand up. Here's a look at your hydraulic disc brakes on both ends, and there's a look at the rear suspension, rear fender. It's got brake lights, it's got tail lights. It's even got these LED lights that kind of swoop around the bottom of it. There's a box on the back of this one so you can haul some things in it, and if you're really into hauling things, it has enough power to pull a giant trailer. So if you want to haul bags of concrete with this thing, you're welcome to do it. Be a concrete delivery guy, put the gigantic trailer on the back of it. It just makes me smile. The whole concept is hilarious to me. And you could go out and just smoke people on regular bikes with this thing, pulling a trailer. So there's a look at the control panel. That thing on the upper right is a trigger throttle. So you pull that trigger with your finger to make it go. And then there's a look at the other side. If you're 6'1" and 200 pounds, this is how it'll fit. So the handlebars are high because it's built for standing up. So it fit me really great. So if you're tall, no worries. You'll still fit on this thing. There's a link in the description if you want to learn more about this thing. This is the Phatmoto Mini XL scooter, and it's awesome.